History of the AK-107. The AK-107 is a Russian 5.45 by 39mm assault rifle developed from the AK-100 series. It was designed by Yuri K. Alexandrov and began production in 1994. The AK-107 has two sister variants, being the 5.56 NATO AK-108 and the 7.62 AK-109. The AK-107, 108, and 109 represent a significant change in the Kalashnikov operating system originally designed in the late 1940s. This system uses a recoil-reducing countermass mechanism with two operating rods that move in opposite directions, therefore providing balance. One operating rod, the upper, has a gas piston facing forward, while the lower also has a gas piston. The gas tube at the forward end of the handguard is double-ended to accommodate the two rods. The enlarged gas tube cover of the upper handguard guides both rods in their travel. I will leave a link down in the description to Brandon Herrera's video on how the AK-107 really works if you would like to go into more detail on this weapon. The AK-107 can be acquired in 4 ways, at least on the Steam servers. First, through the NPC vendor Retired Colonel for 42,497,61 rubles. It also requires 6,400 trade points. 3 ways are out of the RNG boxes or bags, 2 of which can be acquired as a reward for completing the daily PvP quests from the Officers Club managers, located in the following locations: in the Lubeck Outlands map, in the village of Gourmet on the northern side of the village, sitting next to a bunker. Located in the Vesuvius map, on the west side of the radio tower location marked on your map. You will also be sitting next to a bunker. Located in the Tunguska map, in the village of Radius, on the northeastern side of the village. The 4th is located on the northern side of the Newlands map, on the 2nd floor of the building that houses most of the NPCs. The best way that you can obtain the AK-107 is through the mysterious New Year sack, and it is a reward for doing any of the 4 following quests. Note that these are event quests, and the event is the New Year's event, which happens at the end of the year every year so far. If you're playing at any point that isn't that, you cannot acquire this bag, unfortunately. The 4 quests are as follows: offering to the greedy hermetic door, offering to the greedy old door, offering to the greedy hermetic turns, and offering to the big greedy hermetic twists. The AK-107 weighs 3.8 kilograms, or 8.41 pounds for those who are American. The AK-107 has high penetration and fires at 850 RPMs with a 2.4 MOA. MOA in this case being a scale that reflects the accuracy of the current weapon relative to the maximum accuracy of weapons of the selected class. Think of it like a golf score. The lower the better. And in this case, the 107 has a pretty low MOA, so you can comfortably snipe with this weapon all the way out to render distance, that being 150 meters. The 107 has a repair cost of 52,519 rubles per percent, and can fire 700 rounds per percent. Ammo for the gun is cheap. at 38 rubles per bullet. It can also be acquired just about anywhere. The 107's cost per mag comes out to 3,391 rubles. Starting with the cons, it's quite difficult to get and is fairly expensive. At the minimum from the retired colonel, it requires one stalker loop with a 2.5 booster and 30-day premium subscription, which will only get you 4,050 trade points, which leaves you off a good chunk, meaning that you're going to have to either buy some AKs and sell them or slowly grind the quests over time, which is a pain. Let's not even to mention the 40 some odd million that it requires on top of that. Next up, it's expensive to maintain. 52k may not seem like a lot at first, but with that 850 rounds per minute, you're going to be burning through those 700 rounds like it's nothing. Though most players will circumvent this by using repair kits, which is a good tactic and I highly recommend. If you don't have those, it's going to be expensive. A lot more than a 74M. Speaking of that 850 RPM, like I said before about the 107 burning through 700 rounds like it's nothing, well, that also applies to your mags. And with a 74M, you might be able to get away with carrying like 20 mags or so, but with a 107, that's not going to cut it. Especially if you end up engaging in PvP. So this means that you may end up needing to carry a lot more mags, which can in turn cost you to needing to get that backpack upgrade. Though to be fair, a lot of the in-game guns have the same problem, so it's not like this is exclusive to the 107, but it is a point to be made. Alrighty, on to pros. The recoil is extremely low on the 107. I mean, the gun's literally a laser beam. I'm gonna put a clip, in fact, showing the recoil, and we'll let that speak for itself. Ammo is cheap, and you can get it from pretty much all of the main villages and most of the smaller locations that have a vendor that sells ammo. They will almost always have 545. Unlike some of the other ammo types for other in-game guns, this one is not something you're going to have to worry about. Literally just about everywhere carries your ammo. So it is very nice. An easy upgrade path. What I mean by that is that the 107 can take all of the attachments from a 545 AK-74. Which makes it a pretty seamless upgrade path for most people. You know, get your AKSU, upgrade that to a 74, upgrade that to a 74M, and then to a 107. You can take your time building your mag reserve doing this, and any attachments that you get along the way for the guns that you're using, you can still use them on your later upgraded guns, so you don't really ever have to worry about that. Which makes it, like I said, a very seamless upgrade. Alrighty, the last point that I'm going to make is that the gun is just super easy to use. I mean, it has almost everything going for it. Low recoil, high accuracy, great rate of fire, high damage. It makes the game just super simple point-and-click adventure. And with a 107, you can just about sneeze in someone you don't like's general direction, and they're gonna keel over. There isn't really a whole lot more you can ask of a singular gun. The AK-107 is undoubtedly one of the best guns on sale as of today, that being 6/20/21. While it is hard to get and pretty expensive, the performance of the gun itself makes up for that. Hand over fist. With almost no recoil, high damage, high rate of fire, high accuracy, the AK-107 is a workhorse weapon that can do it all. In CQC, the high rate of fire and accuracy make it a beast when hip firing. In medium to long range combat, the low recoil and high accuracy make it amazing at sniping all the way out to render distance, even if you only use a Cobra. For most people, when they get their hands on this gun, it becomes the only one that they will ever need. So with that said, I cannot in good conscience put the AK-107 anywhere but S tier. Alrighty, so big shout out to all these people that I'm gonna have up on screen for helping me in this video. It's always much appreciated, and thank you all for watching and sticking around throughout this entire thing. It is much appreciated. Just at the last bit here, I'm gonna plug some socials. I stream on Twitch most every day at about 3 p.m. Central. Check that out if you like. I also have a Twitter and a Discord where I do frequent announcements for said streams if you want to see that. If not, no biggie. I appreciate you all the same. And as always, fellas, have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Have a good one.